The Battle of Lincoln unleashed, how Matilda almost became queen. The night howls with thunder as hail slams down like angry fists from the heavens. Lincoln Castle looms in the shadows, ancient and indomitable, guarding the arteries of medieval England like a stone sentinel. In a candlelit cathedral nearby, King Stephen's flame flickers, sputters, and dies. The wax snaps in his hand. Is it a holy omen or the beginning of his undoing? What kind of storm brews when cousins fight over a crown? How does a broken candle foretell the fall of a king? Why did Empress Matilda refuse to quit, even when England itself seemed to reject her? Welcome to the Battle of Lincoln, where swords don't just clash, they rewrite history. From daring castle heists and ghostly betrayals to a warrior queen clawing her way through a world that swore it wouldn't let her rule. This is the thunderous tale of how thrones teetered, axes flew, and empires trembled. But hold tight, because just as Matilda stands on the brink of becoming Lady of the English, one trickster earl, one ghost town, and one royal reversal will send her spinning into history's cruelest irony. What really happened inside Lincoln Castle? Why did Stephen fight like a man possessed, with a broken sword than an axe, refusing to flee when everyone else did? How did a candle, a storm, and a castle help shape the fate of a nation? You'll want to watch every moment. Let me take you on a tale so tangled in ambition, betrayal, and medieval sass that even Game of Thrones would blush. Welcome to the Battle of Lincoln, 1141, a showdown that turned a castle into a chessboard and a king into a prisoner. Lincoln Castle, built in 1068 by William the Conqueror, was no ordinary pile of stone. Perched atop a Roman fortress, it was a Norman flex. We're here, we're in charge, and we brought masonry. Its location was strategic genius, guarding the crossroads of Ermine Street, London to York, Fosse Way, Lincoln to the southwest, and the River Witham, which linked to the North Sea. It was the medieval version of a Wi-Fi router. Everything connected through it. By Empress Matilda's day, Lincoln Castle had been a stronghold for nearly a century, surviving sieges, royal tantrums, and enough political drama to fill a scroll. Born in 1102 to King Henry I and Matilda of Scotland, Matilda was royal through and through. She married Henry V, Holy Roman Emperor, at age 12 because medieval matchmaking was wild, and became empress. But when her brother died in the White Ship disaster, she became Henry's heir. The nobles swore loyalty, then promptly forgot when Henry died in 1134. Enter Stephen of Blois, her cousin, who snatched the throne like a toddler grabbing a toy. Matilda was not amused. She launched a campaign to reclaim her crown, backed by her half-brother Robert, Earl of Gloucester, and a cast of barons who were either loyal, opportunistic, or just bored. Ranulph de Gernan, Earl of Chester, was married to Robert of Gloucester's daughter, making him Matilda's half-brother's son-in-law. Initially pro-Stephen, Ranulph got salty when Stephen gave away chunks of his northern lands to the King of Scotland. That's like losing half your Monopoly board to your neighbor. So Ranulph switched sides. And then came the heist of Lincoln Castle. Ranulph sent his wife to visit the wife of the castle's constable, a medieval tea party with ulterior motives. Later, Ranulph arrived to fetch his wife, bringing a few knights dressed like they were just popping by. Once inside, they ambushed the guards, barred the doors, and claimed the castle. It was deception worthy of Ocean's 11, but with chainmail. Ranulph began strengthening the castle, preparing for battle. But his rule was less benevolent lord and more unpleasant Airbnb host. The townspeople of Lincoln, fed up with his mistreatment, sent a secret message to King Stephen, tattling like medieval whistleblowers. They revealed that Ranulph and his family would be lightly guarded during Christmas 6. Stephen, never one to miss a festive siege, marched from London, rallied the townsfolk, and laid siege to Lincoln Castle. Ranulph, sensing trouble, slipped out and sent word to Matilda's camp. He left his wife, Robert of Gloucester's daughter, inside the castle, which was either brave or a very awkward family decision. Robert of Gloucester, Matilda's war-hardened half-brother, wasn't about to let his daughter be trapped. He rallied an army, including Welsh troops led by Madog ap Maredudd and Cadwallader ap Gruffydd, and marched to Lincoln. The Welsh brought spirit, spears, and a lot of shouting. Stephen saw the approaching forces and realized he was outnumbered. His advisors begged him to retreat. His clerics reminded him it was Sunday, a day for peace. Stephen, ever the stubborn monarch, said, "Nah," and readied his men for battle. The night before the clash that could crown a queen or crush a king, Lincoln trembled beneath a sky that seemed to know what was coming. Rain lashed the rooftops, hail pelted the stone walls, and thunder cracked like divine drum rolls. Lightning danced across the heavens as if God himself was scribbling warnings in the clouds. It was February 1st, and the storm was not just weather, it was a prophecy in full surround sound. At dawn, King Stephen, ever the pious warrior, made his way to Lincoln Cathedral, just a stone's throw from the castle he was besieging. It was Candlemas, the Feast of Light. As tradition dictated, Stephen held a candle during Mass, a symbol of divine favor and royal destiny. But fate had other plans. The flame flickered, died, and the candle snapped in his hand. The chroniclers gasped, the priests exchanged glances, the symbolism was too loud to ignore. A broken candle on Candlemas? That was medieval code for "you're about to get walloped." On February 2nd, 1141, the battle erupted. Stephen stood with 6 earls, their banners fluttering in the icy wind. They had the high ground, the numbers, and the confidence of men who believed they were about to squash a rebellion. But then came Robert of Gloucester and his son-in-law, Ranulph of Chester, leading a cavalry charge so fierce it could have been mistaken for a thunderstorm on horseback. Stephen, never one to hide behind a hill, abandoned his superior position and led his infantry head-on into the fray. As the earls around him fled like startled deer, Stephen pressed forward, sword in hand, shouting defiance into the chaos. His sword snapped under the pressure. He grabbed an axe and kept swinging. Metal clashed, men screamed, and the king fought like a man possessed. But even thunderbolt kings have limits. A rock struck his head, and the mighty Stephen fell. His remaining men either surrendered or were cut down. The king who had stolen the throne was now a prisoner, dragged from the battlefield and taken to Gloucester Castle, then to Bristol, where he was locked away like a crownless ghost. It had been 5 long years since her father, Henry Thirst, died. Now, with Stephen in chains, Empress Matilda stood on the brink of history. Nobles bowed, clergy nodded. The church declared her Lady of the English. Coins were minted, coronation plans were whispered. It's finally her time to relax, strategize, and recline. Because whether you're forging alliances or defeating rivals in your favorite console games, nothing beats the Respawn 900 gaming recliner for true battlefield recovery. This isn't just a gaming chair, it's a full-service command center designed to support your spine and elevate your comfort, whether you're conquering digital realms or binge-watching medieval sagas. Benefits include ergonomic recline and leg rest, relieves lower back pressure and enhances circulation. Adjustable reclining angle, perfect for gaming, reading, or strategic naps. Built-in cup holder, because hydration is the real MVP. Padded headrest and footrest, cradles your body like a noble steed after battle. Durable red upholstery, bold, stylish, and built to last. Whether you're 45 or 65, this chair understands the art of comfort and precision. It helps reduce fatigue, improve posture, and lets you game or lounge longer without stiffness or strain. You've marched through history with us, relived Matilda's fight for the throne, and witnessed a king fall in battle. Now, you deserve a moment of luxury, a chair that lifts, reclines, and holds you like you hold your favorite memories. Click the link in our bio to explore the Respawn 900 gaming recliner on Amazon. And just a heads up, we earn a small commission from every purchase made through our link. That support helps us continue crafting more epic stories, eye-catching visuals, and content that keeps history and your comfort alive. Because resting like royalty is the one battle you've already won. Just as Matilda reached for the crown, the wheel of fortune spun. London turned against her, allies wavered, and soon the throne slipped through her fingers like candle wax on a stormy night. Next episode, The Root of Winchester, Matilda's fall from grace. After the triumph at Lincoln and King Stephen's dramatic capture, you'd think Empress Matilda was about to slide into the throne like butter on hot bread. But no, history had other plans. The next thrilling chapter is The Rout of Winchester, a chaotic clash that turned Matilda's coronation dreams into a royal nightmare. Just months after being declared Lady of the English, she marched on Winchester to secure her hold on power. But Stephen's wife, Queen Matilda of Boulogne wasn't about to let her husband rot in a dungeon. If you've been swept up in this tale of broken oaths, shattered swords, and royal ambition, subscribe now and click that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. Because trust us, Matilda's story is far from over, and the throne of England has more twists than a knight's lance in a joust.